Gather, veterans. It's time to join the fight. The long war begins.
This is The Long War. I'm Rob Baer, and joining me once again are my partners in crime, Kenny Boucher and Wyatt Turk. What's up, guys?
Yo, dog, good to be here.
Yo, what's up?
So we're back. We're back from the week off doing nothing, not anything, and I guess we'll talk about what we did on the week off. What'd you guys do?
I can't remember.
It was all a blur.
Gee, I drove a lot.
Phew.
I'm about to drive a lot.
There you are.
Oh my god.
Adepticon 2024.
What a blast.
Last weekend. The first time we're all in the same room in 2 years. Which is kind of like the ultimate culmination of what's been going on, you know, on the personal side of things here in this podcast. Right. Wyatt already alluded to he's about to drive really far. You guys all know I was in Austin or in Round Rock for like a whole month in February. So you guys are all caught up on the situation. So Wyatt's back. He went to Adepticon. That was the first event back. Whole crew back together. We ran 256-man event. Super smooth. Perfect. No mistakes. We had a big ass painting squad. Shout out to Jesse, the Chinese Canadian, for being our head painting judge. He organized a ragtag group of scallywags. Our friend Eli, student of mine, Rottweiler, aka Mark, another student of mine. We also had Clay, GoBoy76, another student of mine. So these are people who are like in our kind of curriculum and who are familiar with our pay rubric, and all under the leadership of Jesse. Handled our painting, judging super smoothly, updating scores in real time. So shout out to those legends. Shout out to Arthur, the financial CPA of our hearts. He ran the spreadsheet magic as he does. Kept that going. So without these guys, me, Wyatt, and Rob wouldn't have had shit. Like nothing would have, it would have been terrible. There's no way we had the ability with our old system to run 256 players like this. She would have been a shambles. So personal thank you from the podcast to all those individuals.
Yes. And everybody that helped, especially with food recommendations.
Mm-hmm. Now, so we ran the biggest, smoothest, most successful long war doubles in the history of us doing this for nearly a decade, I think.
I think it has been.
I think it's maybe the 10th year. Well, we missed some years because of COVID.
Well, yeah.
But so Wyatt's back. The event was fucking dope. Lots of cool shit happened there. And also Wyatt is alluding to, I think on the 5th, he's leaving Texas to California. And he has a massive road trip ahead of him with a bunch of his XBZ homies flying out to facilitate that. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of guys flying out. We got Ohio Matt coming down. We're going to convoy out to sunny San Diego.
That's a good time of year.
It's going to take a couple of days. Yeah, I think this is actually the best time.
You're hitting it right. Yeah, you're hitting it right.
Because later, and it would just be brutally hot.
Oh, trust me.
When
I left,
cold going through the desert.
Yeah, when I left, it was August, dude. It was like August 7th. I was like, I fucked up. I drove through like the hottest part of the country at the hottest time of the year, man. It was
you did.
It was bad, dude. And any later, if you go in like the spring, if you go in like autumn or winter, man, you're driving through like 2 or 3 mountain passes or some shit to get there. So
yeah, this
is the chill time. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
So like, they got the cat convoy, the danger wagon. You got Matt OTP HGZ, and so
who knows if we'll be there or not? You know,
you never know. Ohio might burn down.
Yeah,
we'll see. So it's finally happening. This is, I mean, like what a amazing start to the year, man. Like it's been a fucking whirlwind so far, man. Me personally, I think I've only been home for 5 calendar weeks this in 2024. It's like, but look at what's like. Here we are, moving into April. Shit's moving now. What a fucking high. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of getting high, how about Rob Baer getting so drunk he couldn't remember what he did the last night before?
Truly a memorable Adepticon experience.
My God, anyone who listens to this podcast is aware of the salad floor incident, the floor salad incident, the Long Island iced tea incident, the pancake incident. There's so many just inside jokes. I was watching a TikTok, and it was a duet. Some guy I follow, and the lady starts off. She says something like, I just want to go on like trips, like how guys go on trips. Right. And then the guy swoops in and says, let me explain to you how a guy trip works. We don't pack. We grab kind of what we think we need. It's only loosely organized. When we get there, the only thing we talk about on the way to there is the event, is the thing we're doing itself. There's no other conversation happening. It's like what we're going to do, when we get to the destination. And then when we get to the destination, when it comes to like, oh, what are we going to have for dinner? I don't know. What's open? I don't know. What do you want to do? Might be different than what you want to do. Okay. Do something different than me. Right. It's just a whirlwind, nonstop. We don't buy anything, or we don't get great souvenirs. We forget stuff in the hotel room. We go home. We don't talk about the trip very much afterwards, but forever until the sun sets on reality, we will have 2 or 3 inside jokes from that will never die.
Rob, do you want some oranges?
Like,
can I offer you an orange?
You did ask me if I wanted an orange. And I'm
like, Rob was so fucked up. I was like looking at our little kitchen, like, oh, what can I do to help out my buddy? And the only thing I could think that he could eat was like, there's this bag of like fresh oranges. So I'm like, Rob, you want an orange? Would that make you feel better? Can I offer you an orange in this trying time?
So now we have a new one added to the list, and it was epic. But yeah, having said all that, we're going to talk a lot about Adepticon tonight in our meat and potato section. Rob's got the news. He's got GW previews to all of our homies who are listening to this podcast on their way to work right now. What I'm about to say might not apply to you. Rob, how many dice sets do we have left?
I think 8 now.
At the moment we are recording this, there are 8 exclusive Long War dice sets from Adepticon. These are exclusive collectibles. A bunch of them sold during the pregame. So
yeah, we sold like more than half.
So I apologize if you're hearing this on your way to work. You pull over, you pull in to the nearest Long John Silver's. You pull out your phone, you try to order these things, and they're sold out. My bad.
Make sure you pull over though.
Oh yeah,
be responsible.
Responsible. Having said all that, let's roll out to Wyatt's Cave of Wonders and touch nothing but the lamp.
Yeah, so based on an earlier conversation with Kenny, I came up with this one. Would you rather fight Mike Tyson as he is right now, or 4 local high schoolers?
Okay, well, first question. Does Mike Tyson know we're going to fight?
Yeah.
So he's prepared for this fight?
Yeah, as are you.
That's not good. Didn't he just not this year, but like a year or 2 ago, he was just straight like,
you have to pick the 4 high schoolers, bro. There's no other fucking choice.
Yeah, I feel like Mike Tyson in any era.
Now it depends. Is me fighting Mike Tyson going to be publicized? Am I going to get a cut of some YouTube revenue like Logan Paul and shit like that?
Yeah,
I'm assuming I would get paid. I'm assuming that there's no way Mike Tyson.
Assume that in both situations you would be paid the same. There's no bigger payout either way,
and it will be publicized.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little different then.
I feel like you just have a
Tyson
better
100% now. I'm back to Tyson. I have an opportunity to step into the ring with my favorite boxer of all time, have a fight with one of the baddest men on the planet who's ever existed, do my best to not die, which I can do. I'm going to this fight knowing I'm not winning. So,
well, sure.
I'm not going to be stupid about this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fucking, as soon as I get a wrap on the Jack Johnson, I'm down, dude. I'm not getting back up. I don't care if it's a glancing blow. I don't care how it hits me. I'm taking a dive right there. I'm not getting back up. Yeah, dude. Because the first hit's probably the hit anyway. Let's say it's not the hit. This dude's counting to 10. I'm like, bro, that's Mike Tyson. He just hit me in the face. I'm not getting back up.
I'm lucky I'm alive.
I now get to say, yeah, I fought Mike Tyson.
No, like I got hit by Mike Tyson. All I got was his T-shirt.
No, and some money. And publicity.
And some money. Yeah.
Yeah, if no one knows it happened but me, I'm fighting the 4 high schoolers. No doubt. I will go 4-on-1 against some high school kids versus the 57-year-old champ coming out of retirement to train for this fight. Fuck no. I'm not gonna get this shit beat out of me for like nothing.
No.
I mean, you get paid either way.
So
yeah, but you get
prestige. I'm taking the prestige.
I mean, you want to have a story. Everything's about a story, right?
Bro, okay, recoil. When I say I'm taking a dive, he's gonna hit me. It's gonna hurt real bad, and I'm choosing, which is my fucking right, in the ring. That's the rules. I'm laying there, hurt, and he's like 1, 2. He's looking at me in the eyes, and I'm like, "It ain't. The fight's gone, dude. Like that. I'm allowed."
It's assuming that you even have the wherewithal to like be aware of the situation.
That is like I'm not getting back up. I am afraid. I'm truly within the rules of boxing. I'm not required to stand back up. Now, if he hits me and then there's like barely a glancing jab and I'm like, oh no, I'm knocked out. That's a dive.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, when you put it like that, I'd probably go for the teenagers or the high schoolers, which I guess would be teenagers. But like, I mean, what's cooler? Like, I took a hit from Tyson and lived to tell the story, or like, I fought 4 teenagers because that's.
I mean, like, there's different motivations, right? So, like, Kenny, his motivation is he wants to utilize the promotion of this situation to his advantage. Some people would be like, I really don't want to get in a ring with Mike Tyson because like but you're still going to fight either way, right? So assuming that like in this situation, your 4 high schoolers is like you have 1 freshman, 1 sophomore, 1 junior, 1 senior, and like you're in your 40s, like that might be
that's a deadly fight.
Lesser of 2 evils.
That's still a deadly fight. It's still a 4-on-1, man. Like this.
Yeah. I mean, that's still like you can get.
Assuming that like in this situation, both parties are highly motivated to win this fight, right? So it's not like you're just going to go in there and like use your adult authority to be like, get the fuck out of here, kids. Like, no, they are going to fight you. Assume that they're like a video game mob. Like
yeah, they got nothing to lose. Like when you're a kid, you think you could box Tyson and win.
Yeah. So like in my mind, I think the riskier situation is actually fighting the teenagers because it's 4-on-1 and you could take a lot more bodily damage from 4 people, even though they're teenagers, than just like 1 Mike Tyson.
Is it still? Is it still boxing?
Like if you're training for the fight, maybe you're trying to get away from those punches.
Is it modified boxing rules or is it a street fight with the kids?
Good point.
No, that's like boxing rules.
Boxing, so you can game that. If you train for it, you can keep it pretty safe. Like because they still have to break, they still have to break you up when you're leaning on a guy. So you can use the scramble to your advantage to stay relatively safe while losing that fight. But unless you
would be that they can still attack you regardless of which direction you're facing.
Yeah,
they still can't like punch your dick or anything.
Well, they can't punch you in the back of the head.
They can't kick.
They can't punch you in the spine. But in rules of like if we're tied up, this isn't Muay Thai. Like if we're tied up, if there's a break, you can't be throwing punches from the tie up. Unless the GD rules that they can, but they still can't hit the back or in the spine. Still it's a little harder still, but unless you can generate like vicious knockout power, that's your best bet if you go to that fight, Rob.
I mean, Jeff brings up a good point. You might actually be able to win against four teenagers.
Like I think I could if I tried. If it's a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, and a senior, and
we thinking about that one viral video of that dude just like fighting like the huge like white guy in like a suit fighting 2 like Muay Thai like short dudes in the ring and they're just going after it. Just like that, like you versus 4.
You give me a 30-day fight camp to get back in shape, I'll beat those kids' ass. a fucking target the 14-year-old soft freshman, blast him to oblivion as he's laying there looking at the other guys. You weren't ready for that. That escalated quickly, huh? Like your dude's eyes are backwards now and his toes are all curled. He used massive intimidation factor. I get those fuckers. But I don't care about them. Like Tyson. It's too prestigious to turn down. I will risk permanent brain damage for that fight.
Yeah, I think I go with Tyson just for the memes of it. I mean, you're gonna lose, but it's style points at that point. And just
Jeffrey, good callback. He's like, you remember my weight for last week, 272 to fight weight 30 days, 264 this morning, baby. And I hit the gym. 30 days, almost too much time at this point.
yeah, I'd probably pick Tyson too, just for the meme of it. Whatever.
It's fair.
Mike Tyson, oh my God. Like, really, guys? Who the fuck is this? No, that's a good one. We talked because we were talking about the Logan Paul Tyson fight earlier today. That's a good callback. Why I like that one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. Okay. Rob, you got some news for us?
Boy, do I. It was a big news week. I mean, lots of previews at Adepticon for not just GW. Lots of different companies put stuff out. Let's talk about the new releases real quick. So going on pre-order this weekend from Games Workshop, it's the new Underworlds, Warhammer Underworlds Winter Maw box. That one's $95. A bunch more Legion Imperialis releases, the Drop Pods, Medusas, Land Raider Squadron, are the Sliders. Those are all $50 each. And then they rolled out the Titans. On the preview post on GDub's site, they only showed the Warhounds with the Ursus claws for $75. But they are also, apparently, according to the information I have here, you're going to put out the regular Warhound Scout Titans and the War Master Heavy Battle Titan. The Warhounds are also $75, which makes sense. And the War Master Heavy Battle Titan is $170, same price as a full scale 40K Imperial Knight. Or you can get one really big tiny Titan. Whatever. So that's basically the releases for this week. Now, today, GW also previewed new release for Horse Heresy that is going to be an upgrade sprue, very similar to how they did the command squad for the Auxilia, except for they're also going to put it out in separate kits. So you can get a sprue of 5 Mark 3s or a sprue of 5 Mark 6s. Or you can get the upgrade sprue separately, which is kind of interesting because I imagine the sprue by itself separately, as all their upgrade kits lately have been $35. So if they put out a squad of 5 with the upgrade set, it's probably going to be $60 too, if I had to guess. Maybe it'll be 50, but that one will be interesting. But it makes more sense than spending $80 because remember, the Legion Marines are $80 for 20. You can't even get them in 10s. So it kind of makes sense for them to do this way. And I got to give them credit for thinking about it and being like, well, would people still buy this? Like, but they're not going to buy a squad of 20 to upgrade, right? So it makes sense. And it seems like with these releases, GW seems to be getting a little bit smarter, or maybe not smarter, but more cognizant of how we as consumers want to buy. And that's the value proposition, right? So I got to applaud them for that, because there's been a little bit of a disconnect on the value proposition for a while, sadly. Now, since I'm on GW, we'll just keep going with the GW here. I wanted to read you, they sent out a statement to retailers when we were at Adepticon. And this is what they said. They said, due to unprecedented demand, We are providing a one-time opportunity to request an increase for the Crude Army box. That was their sentence, right? What do you guys think of that statement?
I have no input.
Nothing? Not once?
Sorry. I was daydreaming about fighting Mike Tyson.
So they're saying that they're going to release more because of demand.
They said due to unprecedented demand, i.e., this shit's selling too fast, too much. We are providing a one-time opportunity to request an increase for the Crude Army box.
Oh, this sounds like a timeshare.
This sounds like a lead up to them being like, we're gonna let people order more and then be like, oopsie poopsie, we actually can't give you that many, but we are gonna have that many on our web store.
So just as a little bit of backstory here. At that particular time, the US store had sold out. The US mail order store had sold out of these boxes, but they were still in stock in Canada and still in stock in the UK. They did not sell out, is what I'm trying to say. So my point, if there's unprecedented demand,
so they're creating it. So this is FOMO, like generating FOMO.
It seems like, I mean, the way this reads to me, like if GW always sells out of everything. Their CEO literally said, our goal is to sell out of everything always. So due to unprecedented demand means you sold out.
So it's quite literally not unprecedented because they've actually sold out of things.
So this might be a little bit of a flim flam to tell people, like,
yeah,
to try to like entice retail accounts to be like, hey guys, this is selling really well. You might want to order some more.
Oh, total fucking gaminess, total salesman-y, like swarmy fucking salesman tactics.
So I fixed it for him. I fixed the statement for him. This is how I, as if I was a retailer and I was checking my email in the morning, along with all the other problems that I had as being a retailer, like, hey, who's trying to fuck me today as a retailer? Because everybody's trying to go direct to market and, you know, rent's going up, everything's going up. Like, you got problems as a game store retailer. This is a asymmetric business. There is no template for it. There's more ways to do it wrong than to do it right. And it ain't getting no easier right now because the times are changing and everything. At some point, we're all going to have to pay to play games at game stores. Like that day is coming faster than I think a lot of people realize.
So read your statement. I hear this.
So here's how I reword it. I reworded it. We appreciate, this is GW, of course, fictional GW speaking to retailers. We appreciate your patience and loyalty. We are committed to providing you with the best possible service. We understand that many of our customers have been eagerly waiting for an opportunity to increase their Crude Army box allocation. Therefore, we are happy to announce that we are offering a one-time chance to fulfill your request. So if I was a retailer, that's the email I would like to get in my inbox, not like blowing smoke up my ass, trying to like.
What's the offer? But what's the offer? What's the one-time offer?
Well, okay, so Games Workshop. The thing now with Games Workshop is, as a retailer,
allocations.
You have to. They put out the teaser, and then you as a retailer have to go into this Google sheet, and you have to fill out each line separately and be like, I want this many of each product, and you have to do it by Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. So what the one-time offer is, you get to go do it again.
You get to adjust your allocation, yeah. Because supposedly the reps and things, this goes to some like over somebody over everybody, some supreme bean counter at the top that gets this and then
so the one-time offer is go to the order sheet.
Is I think I don't remember exactly if it was reply to this email or go back and refill out your thing. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a stupid. It's a stupid email.
But
GW.
yeah, so it's sad. Me as like, hey, this shit's cool. Those crew look cool, guys. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't know what happened to make these things not sell as much, which makes me sad because you can tell Games Workshop spent a lot of time on these models, these crew models. They look awesome. Like, I haven't seen a bad one yet. Like, I don't know how they'll play, but I have to like hold myself back from like starting an army. I was like, I got way.
Oh, I ordered a box.
Huh?
I ordered a box.
Oh, well, there you go. Right.
I just think like, so if I was to guesstimate based on my conversations with other people who are Tau mains, I think I would be safe in saying that the majority of people who main Tau do not.
But disappointed with the codex.
Well, no. I was going to say they don't jive with the Kroot aesthetic. Like the reason that they picked up Tau has nothing to do with Kroot. It has to do with the aesthetic of the Tau, like crisis suits, the commander battle suits, the vehicles, the airplanes, like that kind of thing. And Kroot are just sort of this like vestigial sort of thing that they're like, I'm not like into the Birdmen. Like it's not why I like.
Recoil summarized it for you. Yeah, they look cool, but they're not big shooty robots.
Yeah, and I mean, like, people like what they like, and
yeah, that's a good point.
The sentiment I have been hearing from lots of people that I know personally who are Tau fanatics is like, I want my mech suits, not bird cannibals. And so maybe that's why. But like, there's also a lot of people that are like, Kroot are fucking cool, and I'm glad they can finally kind of be their own thing.
Yeah, so they get the normal people who want to buy new releases, but they're not getting the whole like fandom of Tau.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. Yeah, it's a shitty email either way, Rob.
I think, yeah. I mean, it's sad, and I hope. I mean, it's good. It's good and bad. It's good that they allowed folks to get more, but I think everybody, at least I talked to on the retail side, was like, I didn't even sell what I asked for.
I mean, it's utterly false. It's literally fake. Like it's a lie. Like they're saying that they're going to give you this new opportunity. Just like your email was just left it at that. You were like, hey, go get more. Their email was like, dude, unprecedented. Motherfucker, this is not the definition of unprecedented. Unprecedented means it's never happened before. Have any. It's never happened before. And so first off, you didn't sell out and you have sold out before. So it's a straight salesman lie. Like, so it's
disingenuous.
It's disingenuous. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a bold-faced, it's a bold-faced lie slotted into an information-based email, which is go order more. We're letting you do it again. We're letting you go back to the spreadsheet. Hey, I mean, it could have literally just been that. Hey, spreadsheets are open again for another 2 days, guys. Go nuts.
Anyways, I just thought that'd be funny to talk about there for a minute. So preview wise, yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff. I mean, not as much on the 40K side. I mean, 2 new Chaos Lords,
Sag,
locked behind 2 different battle forces. It's kind of again a little disingenuous. I mean, those models.
Bro, if I'd actually bet Vegas odds on my prediction, I'd be on the streets right now. they fucking let me down on the Chaos preview, dude.
Those models are dope. It's everything Chaos players have wanted. They look great, but it's going to be interesting to see how they sell because what's
in the boxes?
It's a lot of stuff everybody already has.
They're actually not too bad. So value wise, the Dread Talons is about $140 in value. The other one is about 110, which is about normal for
okay. And but what does it come with? Like Rhino, Legionnaires?
Legion. So the one on foot's Legionnaires, Terminators. I think there's Possessed. I have to go look at the exact lineup. The other one's focused on Raptors and some Cultists as well.
Not entirely useless, but A lot of people just want those new models. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's whatever.
There's also a new Kill Team box with new Votan and Gene Stealer Cult. Gene Stealer Cults are getting the upgrade sprue. Votan are completely new sculpts.
Those pioneers,
They look
tan
good.
dudes. They're cool. They are.
The long
they look
coats.
cool.
Long coats.
They're
are
like
fresh.
the Hernkin pioneers without the bikes. Their weapon options are sick. Like oh man, I want to get some of those.
I could definitely see people are going to be into those for sure. Sigmar preview, 4th edition is happening. Not so much on models. I saw it today, and I think we did an article on it as well. Somebody already sculpted up the Rattling gun cannon in 3D, and it looks pretty good. So I don't know if that's a thing, like why GW isn't showing models as much anymore, because people can have them sculpted and already ready to print before we even see the previews for actual releases, just from a few sprue pics in a video, trailer. It's an interesting, and I don't think I put in the article either, but to me, I think this is going to be the litmus test to look for when Games Workshop is truly terrified of 3D printing. And that's when they removed that 3D, that spinner for each model on their website, where you can look and you can turn it, right? And look at it in 360, like every model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you might not have noticed, you can actually go bird's eye on that and look at it from the top, which means you can get depth. So the second 3D scanning technology catches up and you can 3D scan a 2D object, you will be able to get depth from that. And there might be the short period where like they don't realize it, or maybe it's happening now. I'm not up on that side of things. But when you see that 360 spinner come off GW's site, that's the litmus test. That means the shit has hit the fan and they are worried.
Fucking GW.
I don't know. That's just my prediction. That's my Vegas.
Just stop trying to sell us time.
People keep saying, I mean, like, this is constantly a conversation, and like, I kind of want to agree with you, but then the other part of me is just like, as somebody who spends a lot of time 3D printing stuff, I'm like, I still think we're a long way off from it actually hurting their bottom line, because 3D printing is just too much of a fucking hobby in and of itself. There's just too much time investment.
For you, a lot of people get dick hard to that shit though.
Yeah, like if you're the type of person that wants that extra hobby, I'm talking about like for 3D printing to actually hurt Games Workshop hurt their bottom line for sales and stuff, like the machines still aren't there. Like it's just
not at this moment, but that'll be the
ease of access
thing
is
is
there.
I mean, it's like electric cars. Like the future is coming eventually. Like eventually we're all driving electric cars one day. That's just facts. Just like we're only ever printing models fully assembled in the future. Like, like that day.
If they figure out a way to make it as easy as like cooking a burrito in the microwave, and they figure out a way to make it where it's like they remove all like toxicity from the material, then yeah, maybe. We're a long way from that still.
Yeah, the analogy I use is like, it's like the Model T, man. Like Henry Ford figured out how to stabilize and produce automobiles, right? But before that, it was a bunch of nonsense prototypes that were fucking dumb and hard to use and silly.
Yeah.
And then finally it wasn't silly and it wasn't hard to use anymore and it was tight. And then all the horse farriers, all the carriage motherfuckers, all of them, they're gone. All that's just gone. The industry's vanished. It's silly to think about it now, right? So the concept of us opening up a box, pulling out little sprues, clipping the bitches off, gluing them bitches
also,
together.
like,
we're gonna be like, Grandpa, you used to build these like a peasant?
Yeah, you use your hands. That's a baby game.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I'm looking at this STL, Rob, you're talking about, and like in my mind, I was kind of like, I am assuming that model is kind of bootsy, because there is that. There's also the market of STLs where people are like trying so hard to be like first to market for the wave of people who want that stuff that they're releasing STLs that are like the wish.com version of stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah, for sure.
and
the
type of people that model like is appealing to are not people that are even buying Games Workshop.
They
stuff
weren't buying
anyways.
this shit in the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. I don't. But the fact that it is readily available and there's people that this is just their funsies thing to do. So
no, your point is valid, Rob. Like,
oh, for sure.
If we see the 3D, if you see the 3D map vanish, you know why.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's an accurate assessment. Like, you know why. Like, because now it is now that threshold has been crossed. And if they haven't gotten with the times by then, it is panic mode.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, who knows where we're at? I would like to point out that the going from horsepower, the organic horsepower to horsepower mechanical did not happen overnight. Mm-hmm. And things did not vanish overnight like a lot of folks think they did.
Yeah.
There has to be a huge disruption, a huge shift for something like that to happen. And it generally doesn't happen like that. And I think we're in that phase right now where things gradually happen. And we don't really notice because we're so in.
We only compare yesterday to today. So like,
yeah, and even like beyond, like just remove Games Workshop from the equation entirely. Like, who is it going to hurt first? It's not Games Workshop. Like 3D printing right now is not hurting Games Workshop at all. It's going to be a long way from that. Who it's actually hurting right now is local stores, because the people who are like, fuck Games Workshop, I'm not buying any of their stuff when I can just print it. That also means like you're probably not buying anything from your local store. And so your local store is suffering. And then, local stores close and these guys look around like surprised Pikachu, like, what happened to the store, man? And we got nowhere to hang out now. It's like, well, if you don't support your store, then like, how are they going to pay the bills? How is that business going to, stay afloat?
And I think a lot of that is circling back to the whole, you are going to have to pay to play.
Yeah, 3D printing is a very dangerous game that people are playing right now. And it's all in this like really misguided thing to kind of like stick it to the man, because Games Workshop usually takes the position of the man to these people, even though they're just a company that makes toy soldiers. If you continue that to its logical conclusion, like, and you're not supporting your local store, then like, what are you just going to play in your basement with the same 5 people until the end of time? Like, that's not fun.
No, and I think, but there is a change coming. It is on the horizon, and nobody knows what it'll be. And it's a very exciting time to just be part of it. It's gonna be great. But anyways, I want to talk about some other previews that were at Adepticon. So Halo Flashpoint is the game coming from Mantic. Pre-orders are up right now for it. It's going to be out in September.
I pre-ordered. I demoed that game. I'm very excited for it. Like, we were kind of discussing this beforehand, and being able to go there, get hands-on, see how it plays, run through a game. Like, dude, I love skirmish games, as you guys know. And being able to like have a Halo skirmish game with tight models, and also something I wasn't expecting, pretty tight terrain. Because all of the demo tables were like probably just like pop up in socket type terrain, not as cool as Squad Marks with their magnets, but it's all like screen printed hard cardstock stuff that's like good body thickness to it. The tables look sick. The terrain is dope, and it comes in the starter box as a full table of terrain to play the game. And just like, how does this play? Okay, stats really easy to understand on our little cards. The dice rolls, super easy to understand. There's no like, it's all my successes versus your successes, kind of like MCP, similar in that sort of system. Takes you like less than 5 minutes to figure out the entire game, and you're off to the races. But it has a high skill ceiling for tactics and strategy. So I think it's going to do well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And they might have let it slip that they have this license for a hot minute, and there is going to be a full scale version of it.
Mhm.
So we are going to be able to play with warthogs and shit in the near future.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
40K scale games.
Fuck.
So,
And for people wondering, because there was a lot of discussion of like, is it just going to be Spartans? So like, what they unveiled during Adepticon on their social medias is that one of the starter kits, the smaller version, is just a couple of Spartans fighting each other. But then the actual full 2-player box set version is Spartans and Covenant elites, and there will be more Covenant. And like,
mhm.
I mean, I didn't sign an NDA for anything, but like kind of mums the word on like, there's only so much we can tell you. Like, I can't tell you that more stuff is coming. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge was kind of their thing when I was talking to the guy.
There was a lot of that.
But like, yeah, I mean, it's probably a good bet that we're going to see Flood. We're probably going to see stuff like the Prometheans, maybe the Banished, that kind of vibe. Like, it's coming. It's going to be big.
Definitely the ODST or the
for sure.
the humans, the navy, the what is it?
The UNSC.
UNSC. That's it. Yep. So that's gonna be good. So definitely look out for that. We saw a couple previews from what was it? BattleTech has a paint set coming out from with Fanatic Paint. So that would be cool. They also, Monument Hobbies has their 2 signature sets as well as 6 new paints coming out. I think they're going to go on general pre-order towards the end of April, from the information I've seen. So those will be out relatively shortly speaking, as far as that goes. Fallout has a miniature set coming out for the TV show from Modiphius as well. So if you just want the 4 characters, 4 main characters from the show, I didn't even realize that was Walter Goggins as a ghoul for like that. I was like, man, there's something familiar about that guy. He's been in a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I was like,
he's
in the intro too, like as the dude just standing there.
The Vault-Tec guy.
Yeah, the Vault-Tec guy. And I
think he is a Vault-Tec guy. Like, I think they're pulling a little bit of inspiration from the character from Fallout 4.
Salesman.
Yeah, the Vault-Tec salesman guy.
Yeah, I think that's what the intro was, but then I guess he's also the ghoul in the show.
Yeah, ghouls have a lot of the ghouls you meet in the lore were there since the bombs dropped. And some of them, most of them went feral, some of them didn't. So he was there when it happened.
Yeah. Well, in Fallout 4, that character, you can find him later on, and he's a sentient ghoul.
Yep.
Oh, well, yeah.
He's also a drug build.
I saw.
I think you'll appreciate that.
That's my favorite build.
We talked about the Horse Heresy upgrade sprue. Mass by Mars. I forgot. I don't think I mentioned it on the show, but so they sell those really cool vinyl mats, which are great. You know, you can roll them up, put them away. They don't take up a lot of space. You can crinkle them, and they will uncrinkle. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, sometimes it doesn't. But they do have 40K layouts too. So like if you want a deployment zone, you want your objectives on it, you can pretty much pick out any of the designs and get the layout printed on it. They also have something new coming out too. I don't know if I can talk about it, but a new feature for the mats. So definitely be on the lookout for that in the near future. But it's kind of the cheapest way to pick up, 40K deployment zones, because it's just so much easier to just roll it out. Just put your mouse pads down wherever your objectives are, because they'll line up perfect, and then you just put your train on top and you're good to go. Saves you so much time.
Love it.
They also have the new layouts for Shatterpoint too, which I guess we're getting another mission pack as well. So I think I'm going to stop buying Shatterpoint MCP mats at this point. I'm just going to start drawing, with pencil, figuring out what the spots are and drawing them in, because I've already got 2 of these mats from being upgraded. I don't think I'm doing it again. But if you don't have one already, now's a great time to pick one up. Pop Goes the Monkey still has a free miniature promotion going on. The Ursa Claw, Commander Ursa Claw. if you spend $20 in bits on their store, which I feel like that's not very hard to do, you can get this free figure, which I think looks pretty cool. And let's see. Oh, of course, Army Painter, their paint, Fanatic paint will be out. The whole racks will be out in April. Everything else is either out or up for pre-order. I think the starters just went up for pre-order and the wash sets went up for pre-order. But everything else you'll be able to get very, very shortly if you haven't already got the mega set or the complete set too. And I think that is everything that I've got here as far as new stuff goes. You guys, did we forget anything?
They nailed it. So, I will share one story before a commercial break. Somebody named Dakota told me a story. I was talking to him, and he was talking about how he had an Olive Garden on the way to Adepticon, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Somewhere in the Midwest. The name of the place is like, it looks like Alaska, but it's not.
What?
I just assumed Rob would know it off the top of his head.
You're making no sense.
It's called literally Onlaska. Onlaska. It's like between like Minnesota and Chicago. And they stopped at an Olive Garden. I was like, oh, shit your pants. They're like, no, it's funny that you say that though. But when we got out of the Olive Garden, somebody was literally just straight defecating in the parking lot.
God,
why?
I was like, so just wanted to put that out there.
Don't go there.
I like that's an amazing story. Don't go to Olive Gardens on Alaska.
The place that sounds like Alaska.
Yeah, when in Rome, you know. It's just
Yeah.
Upper Michigan. Is that what it is, Jeffrey? Yeah, I think so.
Oh, the UP? Yeah, I don't know much about the UP. So, but they got a dope bridge.
I don't know. I had like 2 pieces of Giordano's and it's fine.
Me too.
Brave man.
Me too. So let's take a quick commercial break here from some of our sponsors and come back and let's talk more about the actual champs.
For the best game aids and peripheral tools for wargaming, check out our friend J15games.com. From wound counters and dials to faction rule trackers, these are the coolest tools out there. Designed to be functional and intuitive, these tools help you stay organized and speed up your game. Their flagship product, the Nesting, Movement, and Combat tool, is absolutely amazing. A magnetized measuring widget that splits into 3 different size tools for every situation. And you can get it in 8 different colors. J15 also offers custom ordered dice trays made from hardwood and leather. Check them out at j15games.com. That's j15games.com.
BaronofDice.com, the official dice sponsor of the Long War podcast. Use promo code LongWar5 for 5% off. If you're looking for a superior dice manufacturer, then look no further than Baron of Dice. Custom artwork, faction representation, and crisp razor edge squared dice. Remember to use promo code LongWar5. Again, that's BaronofDice.com, the official dice sponsor of this podcast. And we're back. Thanks, Rob, for covering all those previews. As we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, Long War Doubles was amazing. We thanked a bunch of people who helped us out. Let's roll call some of our winners, maybe. That'd be kind of interesting. Do we have the winners sheet? Rob?
It might be this box.
Was it Northern Defenders?
It was definitely Northern Defenders.
Northern Defenders was best overall. They won the belts.
Region over us. Yeah,
their show was tight.
We'll go into my link tree. So this brings up the point. So if you were there and you want to see the results, go to the link tree that I've been sending you guys to now for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
The results are posted there. I'm actually logging in there right now so I can just look. Have a comprehensive spreadsheet, Adepticon scores. Here we go. And it is a... God damn it. This is not the comprehensive spreadsheet. This is just the... The overall. I think I got it right here. This is the actual sheet.
I mean, so best overall was Northern Defenders. Best painted was Riga Maraudis. Best theme was Settlers of Satan.
Oh yeah,
They had a really good theme for their board and everything.
And their shirts. They had little Satan.
Yeah.
Like
that was your boy, right? What was his name?
Twitch and
Twitchell.
Who was Twitch's partner?
It's their guy, man. Who's the fucking guy?
I didn't see who it was.
God
I just saw Twitch.
They're gonna get mad at me. He's their boy. He's always there. I never hang out with him, but he's always there. He's cool.
No.
So Settlers, their best theme, and we had sports. I think got moved around. Right? Was it the Odd Couple for sports?
It was the Odd Couple. Yeah,
Odd Couple won sportsmanship. Yes.
Yeah, the Odd Couple. And let's go to last place. It got pushed down to, was it Camino's Bargain Bin? I think they were the ones. It was like the third place.
Might have been it.
Winners, or was it Plasma and Gold?
Nah, I think it was the Camino's Bargain Bin.
That's right. I'm looking at the sheet right now. So the overall.
Never leave early.
The overall, never leave early. We always have the Mike Caspel Award of Excellence, the Never Give Up, Never Surrender. So the sheet is up, the full comprehensive breakdown where you can go and see all your scores and how you were judged on things and your battle score and everything. Go to the Linktree. Now, there's not a lot of meta to talk about at our vet because our vet is, in fact, 80% hobby score, 20% battle score. So if you haven't figured it out, you literally can't win our event without a max painting score. So there's no amount of battle points you can make up if you come in there with a tabletop paint score. So and also you will struggle to win our event without a max sportsmanship.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you see our rubric, which is on our link, you'll see it's actually not that hard to get a 750. To actually max out our painting rubric is actually quite simple.
Yeah.
And it's effort based, not skill based. And if you go through and look at what it says, you can see that if you're trying to actually make a run at it at the Longboard Doubles, that's your priority checkbox. Can we get a 750?
Yeah, and like I know it can be a little frustrating because a lot of people are used to the old school version of paint rubrics, which is like checkboxes, like do this,
100
do this,
checkboxes,
do this, do this. Right. Our event is more subjective, right? To encourage people to like actually hobby super hard rather than do specific things to try to check a box. Because like if you've seen armies from other events like the team tournament or the 40K champs that they run at Adepticon, like you can get full paint score, but then you'll look at that army and you'll be like, that army's actually not that tight looking because it's all just like do X, get a check mark. It's not based on like how tight the army actually looks. So our event is super dope because of the subjective nature of the paint judging. People try
it's actually shockingly objective when you have the same group of people looking at the armies, because all it states is, you're battle ready. We all know what that means. Here's your points. Mm-hmm. So everyone comes preloaded with a battle ready score. Now we go through and we look at everything, and then there's a battle ready plus, a display quality, and a display quality plus.
Yes.
So battle ready plus, a lot of people don't actually still don't hit that, because battle ready plus is simple, and it states in the documentation, every model with no exception must show some type of highlighting and some type of shading. That's it. And then we do go into detail on what some examples are, but this is not the limit. It literally says you could edge highlight and pin wash all your models. You could dry brush and wash all your models. You can use fancy airbrushing techniques, and that counts as your highlights. So if every model with no exception, just think about it in terms of a Grey Knight army. You sprayed them all with a dark silver spray paint. You took them back into your Beats Lab. You dry brushed them all with a brighter silver. Then you painted all their little knickknacks, red, parchment, blue, and then you washed them with like an oil wash, and you put them on a fancy base. That's literally Battle Ready Plus right there.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. And so we're not actually asking you for edge highlighting and sick pin wash or panel lining. None of that's it. It says these are examples of these types. It covers them all, every model with no exception. So the problem is almost every army has exceptions. So we don't create a checkbox where you can like pseudo max out. I'm asking for a effort based, not a skill based accomplishment. You have your battle ready plus, every model, no exceptions. Display quality plus. Guess what? It's literally battle ready plus with a display board. And then the final, the showroom quality one is the guy who brought the display board that's like more than just a 2D tray that you walk around your models and it has a mat on it, right? Like it's got a castle, it's got smoke or some shit. Yeah, diorama. Yes. So you can actually with your buddy get together and use my example. You could just game it. You could just say, let's do Grey Knights. Let's do exactly what Kenny said, and let's spend 2 months building a sick diorama with a little light show on it, little cathedral window, little fog machine. Bro, you got 750 right there, baby.
Yep. And I mean, also all the pictures from our contender, like our final cut, best painted to the winners for best painted, best overall, best theme, are all on Spiky Bits as its own standalone article. So if you and your buddy are going to come next year or come to the one at LVO, et cetera, like you have a template of like, what kind of heat do we need to bring if this is an award we want to win, right? Because a lot of people want their stuff paint judged because they want to try to get those extra points, right? Because getting higher paint points and higher sportsmanship points does net you better placement overall at the end of the tournament. But if you want to win, you should probably check out the competition because people come to play. And even that can be slightly misleading because here's the thing. Best painted is independent to a max paint score. And that is where that is the subjectivity, right? So we basically gather all the 750s together, all the max paint scores. And then my expert panel of judges with none of my input. I stay completely out of that input. As the guy who wrote the list, wrote the rubric, and they bring like Wyatt over, and I'm final. I'm like the Gordon Ramsay, and it's like that one's the tightest one. No, we don't need to know why. Nothing. It's literally like there's that intangibility that we can all agree on. Every single one of these models are all highlighted. Every single one. Every model has dose shading. Every model has sick bases. Every army that we just rolled out to Wyatt has a sick diorama. How do you pick the best? It's that gut feeling. That's the fucking best. So it was actually a really hard choice this year. We had 2 armies, and it was Northern Defenders and Riga Maraudis. And Riga Maraudis is like they're kind of the reigning champs. They've got the belt more than anyone else. Mm-hmm. And I had to compare the two, and I was just like, man, this is a hard choice. But like, it really just came down to the finest of tiny little details. Where like Northern Defenders, every single model that they had on the table had some like form, like some X factor pushing them over the top compared to. And that's what we used to call it. We used to call it the X factor, right? Like, yeah. And that's how we do it. And it's fully up front. It's in the packet. You know, we have a 90% max on sportsmanship throughout our event, you know, as is the nature of sportsmanship. And so it's more about like the people who don't get maxes in sportsmanship are getting fucked, right? Like they're not, like they did something on the table and prioritized some element of the game. And we only get like maybe 8 of those, like throughout the entire event, like sportsmanship every round. So it's really like you must max out sportsmanship and maximize the cooperative competition. Make sure you're as equally invested in your opponent's time as your own. Bring the hobby effort. And it's only 20% what you do on the table. Yeah. So you just have to like put up points and you keep what you kill. You can lose a game 80 to 90. You got 80 points, dog. It's just, it doesn't matter. So you play the game, have fun, you know, interact well, bring effort. That's how you win the long war doubles. Yeah. Or at least place. It's a cumulative, a sum total of everything, right? So like we had some people make top cut for painting where I was like, they have a really tight board, but the army itself is not that tight. And so like that is, you have to factor in everything. They got their paint score, but they didn't win their finish. For sure. Exactly.
Like that's why there's two different categories here, right? It's like best painted, this guy, but he got his max. That's the thing. And so
because the problem I had with a lot of painting score stuff is that people do something like they'll put like LEDs in their board, they'll put like a smoke machine in their board or something, and they'll like win over somebody whose army is like way tighter, but their display board didn't have little tchotchkes like that. And so like that kind of rubs me the wrong way. But the board is undoubtedly tight, so you get your points for that.
Yeah.
But you're not going to win best painted unless your army is the
literally
tightest army there.
Tightest one. So we use a very objective set of scores, in my opinion, to get that top cut, and then we bring in one expert eye to make the final decision. So that in its subjectivity, it is objective. When you break down those mechanics, and so there's 256 players. This is one of the biggest GTs in our.
I guess so. The best way to say it is like it's all objective judging metrics to like make the top cut, and then from there it's a subjective score of like who is the tightest of the type.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, if you had those design elements across your whole army, like there's not going to be any ties at that point. Like whether it's OSL, weathering, shading,
that's it's now we are looking at the quality and the talent of the deployment of these techniques. So you get your max score by effort. You win best painted because of the talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that being said, like you can win best overall without winning best painted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Like straight up. So 256 players. The reason we go so hard on this is you got to realize the Long War Doubles at this point is one of the biggest like North American events.
It's technically a super major.
It's a super major. So like we're running a super major at 256 because they don't give us more room. Think about that. And then we're playing with the friendlies who are also doing a similar thing to us where they have a lot of hobby score in their event, and they think they also have 256 players.
Yeah.
So there's 500 people in that room that day, all playing a hobby-centric version of this game, right? And the only reason we all fit is because we run it as a doubles and they run it as a singles, so we put 4 people on a table.
Yeah, because it wouldn't.
So it wouldn't fit. So when you think about the friendlies and the Long War Doubles in that room for one day, we're like, I want to say quadruple the revenue for the event as the championships. Because like they're doing 2 days with 256, right? They're like one whole day for this one group of people, and then they're finishing a little section of the haul out with us for the top cut. And we're shoving 500 people in there in one day, getting it all done. Like so, there's more drive for bringing hobby back than ever before. So that's the nature of the event. So we're very proud of this year's accomplishment. We had a wait list. We sold out the tickets within 30 seconds with Adepticon, and smooth, no hitches, flawless event. Best thing I was ever part of as far as event organization goes.
No, it was good, and I mean, everybody that wanted to get in could get in the day of. I think I mean,
there's inevitably drops because it's Adepticon and people party too hard.
well, that and some people just weren't able to make it in general.
Yeah,
so
that wait list got filled up on the same 30-second run months ago. So some of those people changed plans. That's why we always have a wait list. Like,
and they were able to open up a handful more tables for us too. Day of, which was nice. So I mean, like if they give us more tables, we'll sell more tickets. Like that's a fact.
But there's no reason because there's also the friendlies. So we're bringing so much hobby back in one room with these guys. They've been there as long as us. So it's like it's tight.
Oh, man.
So, we're just tooting our own horns and how happy and how high we were to that event. Shout out to all the winners of all the awards and all of our support staff. But there was an actual championship that took place too. And some of my students made top cut. One of my students was top 16. Another student was top 8. Another student was top 4. So so that's kind of one of our, on this podcast especially, we are like definitely like a gameplay first kind of like group of guys. We love games. But if the rules of the game and the mechanic of the game is like also paint your shit, we go pretty hard on it, and we ride that line where it's not like, oh, these guys painting. This is a painting show. or is this like a gaming show, right? Like, no, like we do both, man. Like we are the Renaissance man. Like it's all about playing and looking good while doing it. And so that's kind of like my that's what my lessons are all about. My class is all about. It's gameplay first. It's all my students. This is like, so this is something we do to supplement our gameplay because you can't play every day of the week, but you can paint. So get good, get OP, right? And then you'll have even more fun on the table. So shout out to specifically Steven and Lewis. Thank you guys for kicking so much ass for me, dude. They were doubles partners and had to drop from the doubles to go play Top Cut. Now, having said all that,
gangster.
They're two gangster.
Yeah.
They're just two gangster. So having said all that, and also special shout out to Steve, 1+ saves, for top 8ing with Necron with no Satan.
Some BDE for sure.
For sure. So let's bring it back to the top 8. Let's review the armies.
Top 8. Adepticon. In order of placement. Tau, Thousand Suns, Necrons, playing Hypercrypt.
Mm-hmm.
Chaos Demons, another Tau, Tyranids playing their Vanguard attachment, Thousand Suns, and Necrons playing Canoptic Court.
Boy. So that's a pretty good spread. Some repeats in there, but not the usual suspects.
Right.
Not the usual repeat suspects. We got new suspects. So
yeah, like Thousand Suns and Chaos Demons, like kind of creeping up in there is pretty cool to see. Tau have been kind of back and forth, but they're getting a little bump, which is nice. But I mean, like you extrapolate out to the top 16, you're also seeing Orcs, World Eaters, Eldar, Dark Angels, Blood Angels, like.
Well, the Dark Angels was really just
it's hard to call it
in
Storm Eagles, Ravens, whatever they're called,
or like, the Gaddy, the super shooty one.
I think it's Storm Eagle. Yeah,
they had a Dark Angels character.
Yeah, it still counts.
Yeah, it's a little weird, right?
Wait, isn't it Triple Storm Raven? It's not Triple Storm Raven.
No, it was just what's the shooty detachment? It was just Azrael and that with all the normal stuff.
I mean, like Ironstorm is
yeah,
one of the better detachments.
That's
for sure.
There's no Legion specificity to attachment. You pick the best attachment for your playstyle. That's the game we play right now. So for that guy wants to shoot with vehicles, that's the one.
Which is great. Personally, I would go Vanguard because
it's also for your playstyle.
You like ninjas.
Yeah. Cool. I like ninjas.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's a Dark Angels army. So, I mean, like.
Oh, I'm sure it looked great. Like, Dark Angel-y. But it was just funny. It's like, you see it, and it's like Azrael, and, like, everything else is Marine.
Well, that's how all Space Marine chapters work now.
Yeah.
Is, like, the only thing that makes you a chapter is either just, like, writing down some random shit if you're using Build-A-Bear characters, or you take Azrael, or you take Marius Calgar, or you take, Helbrecht, whatever. That's what it's actually chapter keyword.
One of the smartest things you ever did. It's massive. It's a 180 from their old stance. It's. So
the problem with Space Marines right now is that like some of the detachments are just straight up not tight, and the detachments that are balling
in the past when they did that, it would have ruined an entire codex.
For sure.
See, that's the genius of it now. Like, so if some of them aren't bangers, some of them are lip noodles, it doesn't ruin someone's codex because they can go play the Iron detachment or the Vanguard.
Yeah.
So it's it's the way to be right now for the Marine players out there. That's 200. So it's a big champion event at Adepticon with another, yet again, diverse top 16 with new suspects rising to the top. So the little repeat offenders you see in there are new repeat offenders. New combinations of armies. I mean, it's like the game state is tight.
Yeah,
it's pretty solid right now.
I think it's the thing we've always asked for, and here it is. And also, I don't know how many people have seen the new Tau Codex book that comes in the Croup box, but it's tight as fuck. Like, it's the coolest thing.
A lot of people are crying about their crisis suits, but
no, not that. The actual like physicality of it. Like, it comes in a slipcase with a elastic band around it. You open it up, you slide the book out. It's got the card pack in it. Everything's like in this little like slipcase. Like
I'm a sucker for that, no doubt.
you can put all your game aids, anything you.
If I gotta buy a book, it better be like that.
Yo,
if I have to physically purchase goddamn literature, it better be like that.
That's a $60 book to me, dog.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's a good point. Shout out.
Like that thing is tight.
But the Tau Codex was not in effect during this event, right?
No, and it won't be for some time because
it's not out yet.
Well, okay. So it comes out this weekend, right? But what I'm explaining to Kenny is that like, so in the past, like as soon as the codex dropped, like it was legal, even if you could only get it in one of these boxes or something. Well, now because of the continuance of this trend and the fact that the people who get the book in the box set cannot input their code into the app until the book hits wide retail that day.
So that's the real date.
The events have said no new codex until that date.
And so the code releases.
Yeah, the code will not work.
So like we saw with the Dark Angels, it could be like a month before that happens.
10-4. Understood. Well, guys, it was so great to be in the same room as all of you guys for the first time in years. Welcome back, Wyatt. Rob, sorry you got super obliterated with Brad Chester.
I don't know. I don't want to throw out with because I don't remember.
That's true.
I mean,
He was there,
and you deleted you deleted your Facebook post. So
I have a screenshot of it. It's not gone.
First thing, yeah, we got it. It's there. It exists. Motherfucker over here, like, I don't know what I did last night. Where was I? He posted this shit on Facebook. It's right here. I'm like, oh my God, Rob. Motherfucker was laying in bed till 5 p.m.
That's egregious.
But you still took us to Portillo's. You still rallied. Like,
yeah, I mean, you
still took us to Portillo's, and we swung by Taco Bell to get Wyatt a Baja Blast, a single Baja Blast.
We pull up in the drive-thru. There's like this car. My car's full of people, and they can see. And she's like, "Go ahead with your order," and I'm like, "Yeah, I just need like a large Baja Blast." And they're like, and then just pause. And she's like, "Is that it?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's it." And she's like, $1, like whatever. I don't even remember.
Because why wasn't feeling up to the trip, so we can't just brought him back a Baja Blast, singular Baja Blast from the source. So
that was awesome. Also, shout out to Craig fueling us with hard Baja Blasts, the booze version for the judges table at the doubles. We went through 2 cases of those like instantly. Those were amazing.
Oh yeah,
I didn't have one of those. What the hell?
You were doing Rob's stuff.
Gone. He only brought it was like 2 8-packs, I think, is what they sell them in or something like that. And like we went through them fast.
They for sure have gluten in them. You can't drink those.
Yeah, they might.
I mean, dude, if Zima has gluten in it, this shit does.
No,
they were 0 sugar. Is that usually the decider?
Malt beverages are the thing.
Yeah, malt. Can't do malt generally.
Yeah, I think it is.
Unless it's actually a Mountain Dew that just poured liquor in, that's one thing.
It's not like a Cutwater. It's
not a Cutwater.
It's like a hard seltzer. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, good show, guys. Looking forward to the future with you guys, 2024. Wyatt, you want to take us out of this podcast, please?
Rob?
So that's it for this one. What's my line? Did I do it again?
Head over to
longwar.nut for all the insider stuff.
See, you don't even need me anymore.
Dick pills, boner pills.
To extend
exclusive content.
Get your dick pumps today.
And P.S. We got nine sets of dice left, I think. That's it.